Hi everyone, it's Kate from The Fold Line. I am back this week with the edit. I hope you're well. It is the last day of August, which is absolutely nuts. Back to school next week for any parents who are hanging on by a thread. Congratulations, you have survived and made it. And yeah, we've got some nice patterns to talk to you about this week. So I'm going to get started with a new designer that we've got on the site, and we are so pumped to have them. Oh me, oh my. Many of you probably will have heard of them before, predominantly a kids designer, but they also have some absolutely delicious women's wear patterns as well, which was very exciting. So we have got 12 of the women's patterns and 24 of the children's patterns. So we haven't got everything on their site, but we have got a really great selection. So I'm actually going to start with the women's wear because I feel like potentially slightly less well-known pieces, and yeah, just quite excited about them. So let's get going. First one is the Oh Me Oh My Sadie dress and top. Absolutely love this. Really nice. Obviously we have got some of these tie tops on the website, but I also love the dress variation, the sleeve as well. They've got that kind of puff sleeve with a little tie at the bottom, tie at the front, bust darts. It's just a really great pattern, and I love that you get the dress as well as the top. PDF only for these. Sizing is a UK 6 to 32. Next up on the Lust list is the Ophelia dress and top. I think this is so great. She's got some really lovely dress patterns, and this is one of them. So it kind of feels like a slightly milkmaid style dress with that detail kind of sweetheart neckline. You can see from the line drawing there is a kind of panel of ruching that kind of goes like this, but there's actually quite a few different variations. So you can either have straps or you can have sleeves, and I feel like those two make the dress feel actually quite different. There is also a variation that you can make it into a top, so you can have the kind of strap or the little sleeveless one. It's quite cropped, very cute if you wear like high-waisted trousers or skirts or whatever. I think it's quite useful. The other nice thing about it is it's got this kind of panel at the front that's just quite flat, and then at the back it's got a panel of shearing, so it's going to be really nice and comfortable. And I love it when a dress has like a clever design detail like that basically makes stuff more comfortable. The other pattern that I am very into and would actually love to make this winter is the Oh Me Oh My Sage coat, and I feel like this one I've seen a lot of people make. I think it was kind of in the earlier batch of these sort of releases of quilted jackets and coats. So there is a little, it's actually quite a good value because you get a waistcoat as well as a jacket. Little cropped waistcoat, which is very cute, little tie options at the front. And then the jacket, there are two different variations. So you can either have a V-neck with ties and there are patch pockets, or you can have it where it's got a kind of little funnel neck, buttons down the front, and then a different sort of shape of patch pocket, which is great. And the pockets on this are kind of quite oversized, which I like. It just feels like a very useful pattern for this kind of, we're moving in now, we're heading towards September. The season's going to start to change. We're going to need to wear jackets and all of that sort of jazz. So yeah, but I will show you some of the other patterns that are her women's wear patterns because they're really great. And I will pop a link down below to all of them so you can go and have a proper snoop around. Now the kids patterns are, sorry, that was my elbow. The kids patterns are so cute. Oh, it just makes me want to like, oh, I just want to sew them. I'm going to show you a selection just to give you an idea of the deliciousness of them. Particular favourites is the Amelia dress and the romper one in particular, with the little frill sleeves and the square neckline. So cute. But there's also some really good core basics like the acorn leggings. You know, you could make those in 10 different colours and they'd be fantastic. Then there is also the August pants, another really great pair of trousers, especially with little kids. You want ones with elasticated bottoms so they don't have bits kind of flapping around and getting them to trip up. great pairs of shorts, little shorts with frills, beautiful dresses. I mean, the larkspur romper, I want to wear that. In fact, actually it would look absolutely hideous, but in theory, I would like to wear that. Anyway, they are there for you. Make sure you go and look at them, and we're just so happy to have them on the site. They're just going to be, I can tell you all, you're going to all love them. Next up, we've got the Style Art Carter dress. Now, this is not new to the world, but it is new to us. This is such a great pattern, and this pattern, I think, is one that I definitely saw loads of this on the high street. So you can either make it the whole dress in jersey, or, which is the more interesting option and the variation that I saw on the high street, you can make the top bit in jersey and the bottom bit in woven. There were quite a lot of dresses in COS and Uniqlo like this. So you can either make it you can options between long sleeve, short sleeve. You can have a V-neck, a round neck. You can make it into just a t-shirt. You can make it with a sort of polo neck. Like, it's a really versatile piece. But in particular, the variation that's sleeveless, I think was very similar to what I saw on the high street. It's just a lovely pattern. So if you are thinking like summery dresses, or actually you could make the long sleeve version, that would get you through sort of the beginnings of the change from summer through to, I don't know, autumn? Are we there? We're not really, I don't know. You know what I mean, this bit where it starts to change. So I haven't gone into important things. Paper only for this one. Sizing is a UK 4 to 32, and it's split into 2 different size bandings, so just make sure you're picking the right one. Next up, we've got a really fantastic Noodlehead pattern, which I think you guys are going to love as much as us. It's called the Quarry Tote. Now, I think this could be, obviously this can be used as a tote bag, but it could also be used as a project bag for anyone who loves a project bag. I'll show you some pictures of it inside so you can see there are lots of internal pockets. It's kind of like a little like bucket bag. So there are 2 different sizes, and I'll show you some pictures next to each other so you can get an idea of the kind of sizes. There are also the measurements on the product page, so I'll pop links to everything I've spoken about so you can go and have a proper look. There is an external zip on them, and then there are lots of different internal pockets. It also comes, which is very exciting, with a little pouch, zipped up pouch as well, which was great. So it just feels like a really fun pattern, and yeah, Noodlehead, they just nailed the bags. And yeah, the image where I'm showing you now, we're looking down into it. Think how much stuff you can cram into there, particularly knitters and crocheters. I feel like this sort of bag is like an essential for you guys. Then last but not least, it's the ready to sew Hadid Couture track pants and shorts. Sizing on this is a UK 8 to 34. Again, this one is split into 2 different size bandings. Just make sure you pick the right one, and it's PDF only. Obviously, we can print off the pattern for you if you don't want to print out all the sheets. So this is great. Anyone who lived the 90s dream, I'm going to show you the line drawing and you're going to go, ah! Adidas poppers. This is where we're going. So you can see, I think it's really clever, this pattern. So it's a pair of jogging bottoms. Interesting thing that I think is so fantastic as a detail is the pin tucks sewn down the side that look like Adidas stripes, but they are all in the same fabric, so it just adds a kind of interesting detail. I think they're just really clever. So you can either make them to shorts, so you can have them just plain at the front, or you can make them with this kind of pleats down the side. There are 2 different options. You can either have them plain with both of them have kind of slits in the bottom, or you can have the Adidas popper variation if you want to relive that time. Or no, not everyone is the same age as me, but yeah. I'm not sure I could go to the poppers, but I absolutely love the detail with the pin tucks down the side. I think it's really clever. And I also like the different short options as well. I like there's a longer variation. Yeah, it's a really great pattern. I think it's really, really fun and clever, and yeah, it's a fab one. So that is it from me this week. I hope you have found something good to sew, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye.